It's one only the Sputnik. Bring you guys another gameplay commentary. This is Elder Scrolls Online. I'll try to make this video as quick as possible, and I'll try to be as detailed as possible. I usually get this question almost in every one of my videos that I've posted. How is it that I heal through so much damage? And what is your rally tick? What is your vigor tick? And how come I'm not getting that? And how come you're getting that? And here's the thing. People, for some reason, believe it's probably true, right? That rally and vigor, in conjunction, it's very powerful to the point where it kind of overperforms compared to like Magicka heals, which I don't believe in that. I don't think that's entirely true. Right? I don't think it's entirely true. However, let's get to the point. But the thing is, I find that 90% of the people I run into don't know how to effectively use Vigor and Rally. And it becomes problematic when the only time they decide to use Vigor and Rally is when they're in a pinch or when their health gets low. When you shouldn't view it that way. The way I view Rally and Vigor, or Vigor and Rally, is Vigor is my constant. To me, it's my proactive heal. Regardless of if I'm taking damage or I'm not taking damage, I want to have Vigor up as often as possible, and I want to stack as much healing as much as I can, so I can prevent myself from getting into any kind of issues. And Rally is something I want to delay for as long as possible, so I can get that burst heal. Right? And there's so many things that affect how you can be effective when it comes to healing. One of them is the amount of stamina you have, max stam. The other is the amount of weapon damage you have. And if you can find ways to to stack these things, you realize that your healing will be increased exponentially to the point where Fasala has not really that much of an effect on you. I really don't want to do this video, but I guess I'll do it. Some people might view this as, especially with a DK, there's so many things that you can do to mitigate so much damage that you can really stay in a fight, you can be really tanky, and you can be effective. So with all of this theorizing, let's get to what I was talking about. So first of all, if you just look at my base stats, I haven't buffed up or anything. So I have close to well, not close. I have 39,000 stamina, 3,000 weapon damage, and 45.9 crit. So when I buff up, it gets to 36. Now I'm going to stack some more damage. There's a passive in Earthen Heart which gives me Major Brutality, which increases my weapon damage by 5% for 20 seconds. So let's take a look here. So it goes up to 3,772. Now also take a look at the heavy armor passive Wrath. Gain 20 weapon and spell damage for 6 seconds when you take damage, stacking up to 10 times. So that's 200 additional weapon damage. So I'm over 4K, and if you're fighting solo or you're fighting in a group, you will undoubtedly be at 4K often, more often than not, right? So you're stacking that. So I just want to show you what my heals look like. So Resolve and Vigor, 17.4K health over 5 seconds, and thereby allies get a 13K heal. That's what I get, right? And let's take a look at Rally. The longer you prolong Rally's duration, the better it is for you. So let's see how many more seconds I have on Vigor. Oh, I think it's up. Let's proc it again. So right now it's at 6,386. So you want to not proc it again. So it'll just let's give it some time. So I have 14 seconds, 12, 11, 10, 9. Let's take a look and see what the heal looks like. Now it's at 12K. It's at 2. So when I last checked it, it gets up to like 14K burst heal. Right? So that's just without any stacking. So watch me stack and watch what happens. There's another passive in Draconic Power, which is called Burning Heart. Increases healing received by 12%. That's 12%. Then you use Igneous Shield, you get another 25%. Right? So that's 37. You get 37% increase in healing. Right? We're not done yet. Let's go to champion points. Quick recovery, that's 10%. All right, that's 37. Now we have 47. Now let's go to blessed. That's additional 5%. That gives me 52% increase in my healing. 52%. Regardless if it's healing received or healing done, 52%. Right? Now Fasala does what? 50% reduction in healing. In your healing, right? So even if Fasala hits me, I still have a 2% increase in healing. So keep that in mind, that not only does your weapon damage and your stamina really affect how you should heal, but they're passives in the champion points. They're passives in a particular class. And then there are also so many things that really can affect that. But just that alone will really help you. But if you have the mindset that, hey, I need to have vigor as a constant. To me, vigor should constantly be up, because this is a magica dump. It doesn't hurt me to use any of these two abilities, because those two abilities don't cost stamina. Actually, Helping Hands actually restores stamina if I use Earth and Heart ability, which is Igneous Shield. So that really benefits me. It doesn't hurt me. So there's so many things I can negate. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but just keep that in mind. I can negate a dodge roll by dodge rolling and activating this. I get an additional 5% back. All right. So just keep that in mind, that you should always have vigor as your constant heal. You're getting that heal. So if someone, attacks you, you're mitigating a certain amount of damage, and then you want to delay vigor to the point where it's around, 25 seconds. Then you proc it and you get that burst heal. So this is the way I kind of heal through all of that. And the more and more you do it, the more you become more comfortable with, and it becomes